In 1985, the first NES games were released. 40 years later, here in 2025, who would have thought that your boy would be on a mission to collect 100 of them in 1 year? Like a boss. You would think that I would have moved on to other things. The internet. Brain rot. Newer games. But no, I'm trying to reclaim my youth with adult money and nostalgia. We're currently sitting at 46 games. Come with me and see how many we can add to the stack this week. I'm Rad Chaser, and this is the NES Quest. Time to start the show.
Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser.
Greetings, excellent chasers. This is the NES Quest. Your boy got lucky this week and I went on Facebook Marketplace just for funsies, just to see what was going on. And I saw somebody advertising an NES game. I was like, okay, cool. It was bowling. It was a bowling game. Another sports game, that's fine. It was CIB, it's complete in the box and the price was right. So I was like, okay, message him. Also, I checked out his other items that he had for sale and he had quite a few NES games listed. And I said, hey, guy, do you want to work out a deal for, this handful of games? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's go for it. So I rolled up, didn't know what to expect, pretty cordial over messaging. I go to the guy's house and he comes out, he leads me to the garage and it's hot in there and I was like, oh my gosh, where are you storing these games? I go through the garage into the backyard and then he leads me out to his shed, which is basically his office. So we go in there, it's nice, there's air conditioning, oh shit, on my face. There's air conditioning, he's got a good stack of games here, another wall of games here, just all in a little compact space. He's got a packing station. It was pretty sweet for sure. I said, hey dude, can we film in here for a minute? Unfortunately, he declined, but he was open to coming back another time and, with a little bit more notice. So I was like, awesome, cool. We chatted about games. He sells on eBay, Mercari, etc., Facebook Marketplace. He had a nice little operation going, and it was out in the shed. It was away from the house, so it was, he had his own little space, so that was pretty sweet. So I got a nice little stack of NES games. I was only expecting to get one, and I walked away with 6, and 3 of them are complete in the box. So sweet. You know what? Enough yapping from me. Let's take a look and see what we got, okay? I'm going into these sight unseen, by the way. I might not know what any of them are, but let's find out. First up, RoadBlasters. Pretty sweet album art. I like that. It looks pretty cool. I'm going to guess this is some manner of driving and shooting game. I haven't played this one. I don't really know, but you know who does know? Future me. And let's roll that.
And that's the basic idea behind RoadBlasters, the new racing game for your NES. RoadBlasters from Mindscape at Toys R Us.
Whoa. Just as he surmised. Awesome. Gradius. This one I do know. This one is famous. This game is a sweet shooter. You've got your ship, you can power it up with weapons, okay? And famously, you can use the Konami code on this one. So if you're in a pinch, you can definitely give yourself all the power-ups in one go. Hey, other guy, roll some footage of the game. Whoa, it is exactly as described. Oh, check it out, 5-screw. I didn't even notice that until just now. Tiny Toons Cartoon Workshop. This cartridge is beat to shit. It's got Blockbuster sticker on it, it's got writing on it. It's pretty janky. I like it though. I do try to collect cartridges that have crispy labels and such. But sometimes something like this comes along, a rental from a Blockbuster or a local rental shop. I mean, you can't mess with that. That just has a little fluffer nutter. This one's got history written all over it, so I mean that's cool in its own right. So I haven't played this one. Whatever. But let's take a look and see what it looks like.
So this is Tiny Toons Cartoon Workshop, and it's basically a movie creator for your NES. You have several options that you can choose from. First of all, there's a bunch of different stages that you're able to actually go in and make stories with.
Awesome. This was interesting stuff going on in this game. Interesting. Let's move forward though. Darkman. Clearly an adaptation of the movie. There's a sick crack right down the middle of this one. I couldn't say no. I don't have it, and we can always upgrade later. Also, I keep dropping stuff. Also, check it out, rental stuff on the back. So again, this has had some history, so that's pretty cool. I like stuff like that. It gets you thinking, where the heck has this thing been before it made it into my hands, you know? What's the game look like? Well, I'll show you. Whoa, now that was a pretty close adaptation of the movie. Here's the game that I initially signed up for. Championship Bowling. I know, it's just a sports game, but it is CIB. You know, it's like these lower dollar titles are always sports games. I mean, that has been the case across time and memoriam. You just can't get away from it. Sports games are cheap because, in a sense, they're shovelware. Now, to be fair, I mean, look, that is one aspect of it, but then again, sports games back in the 80s, they had to be good because in the 80s, the rule is, you know, the game had to be good or it would just, you know, perish. It could be pretty sweet, and the way we're gonna figure that out is by looking at some footage, so take it away. Whoa. I told you, it was something else. Championship Bowling. CIB, mind you. Now, this one's not going to count towards the NES Quest because it's not quite a licensed game, but I couldn't pass it up. Quattro Adventure. With such hits as Boomerang Kid, Super Robin Hood, Treasure Island Dizzy, and Linus Spacehead, whatever the heck that is. Well, I don't know if it was cool, but it was something. What's up? I had to stop editing so I can come in here and say those 4 games were some of the worst platforming games I've ever seen in my life. Despicable, just steaming hot brown nutty pile of garbage. Gross. Based on the back of the box, they just look like generic platformers. Heck, they could be fun. The only one I've really heard of is Dizzy. It's like an egg-shaped character that, you know, goes through these platforms. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. And you know what, I'm gonna take this one out of the box because I'm pretty sure it's a gold cart. Well, 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 look at it shine. Gold cart. A little bit different of a look to it, obviously, since it's not a licensed game, and check this out on the back. What is that? Oh, it's a weird hole with a switch in it? I know, it's crazy. So basically, the NES had like a lockout mechanism to, you know, prevent the use of third-party games to be played on the system, but these people came up with a hack or a fix for that, and it's whatever the heck this thing is. So you stick it in, you play it. If the game doesn't load up, you click the switch over, and then it will play, presumably. Now, position A and then position B only use if position A doesn't work. So yeah, very basic. Anyway, pretty sweet. I'm happy to have this one added to the stack. And I'm happy that it's complete in box. The box has seen a little bit of better days. There's a bit of damage on here, but you know, sticking it in a case, you'll be fine. I got one more game, and this is from eBay. I threw in a random bid on it because I was like, you know, whatever. It was like a low, I think it was like 20 bucks or something, so it was like pretty low. I was like, I'll throw in a random bid for funsies, and I forgot about it, and then I got a notification that said, oh, I won, so super cheap. Shadowgate. Now this box, look at the... Woo! Chaser had one too many hot and fresh slices earlier. The box art is pretty awesome. I love it. It looks cool. And the box itself is in pretty crispy condition. A little bit of ding on the bottom there, but I like it. It's looking very nice. The rules of the NES Quest do not have to be complete in box, but if something comes up for the right price, you know old Chaser's gonna chase it down. It's in our blood. We're blue-collar chasers. And I think the Son of Rad Chaser would agree if he were here, but he's not, so I'm gonna speak for him. Hey, Son of Chaser, are you into the economical chase?
Listen, I'm not gonna hear any pushback about this.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This game has point-and-click elements to it. You're putting in commands, you're going in the rooms, you're getting items. I'm not quite sure if it was adapted from a PC game, but it could have been. You know who does know the answer though, future me. Let's hear from him. I knew you had the answer. You came prepared. I didn't. I'm just gripping it and rip it. Thanks, future me. So that's 7 games total added to the stack. 6 of them are going to count towards the NES Quest. So that brings the grand total of the NES Quest up to 52 games. That puts us past the halfway mark. Right on track because this is the middle of June. Awesome. Guys, I can't tell you how stoked I am about this. Slow and Steady is winning the race for me right now. I love it. I set a goal back in January. Here we are 6 months later, crushing the game, just blasting off into the stratosphere. We're halfway there. It's so sweet. Oh yeah, can I get a fanfare, please? This is the greatest thing. This is awesome. I love what we've been doing. I'm having so much fun going out, hunting, chasing. All right, let's head over to Future Me and see what the next segment of this video is going to be all about, because I have no clue. I haven't done it yet. Take it away, Future Me. You guys, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to excuse the me from the past. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time. He sort of grips it and rips it as he says and just sort of freestyles. He doesn't know anything. Don't like his lazy ways because he makes stuff hard for me in the here and now, which is the future for me. But for you, it's the present still. We're doing a time travel thing, it's fine. So coming up next, we're gonna check out me and the Son of Rad Chaser, and we're gonna go back to that Game Boy player. I did a part 1 on this a little while ago. Now we're gonna do part 2. We're gonna play a couple of games, and one of them just might surprise you. It's Metroid. Now let's go check in on the guys and see what they're up to. So with the Game Boy player, you can just, seems like an option to just sort of change game packs while you're mid-game or whatever. You don't have to take the disc out or anything.
Yes, I'd like to quit. Please change game packs now. Now the cool thing is, I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't have any problem playing the regular Game Boy games. It's backwards compatible. Pop out the old, and the new, it is going to stick out a little bit. There's that chirp. Super Mario Land 2. Here we go, 6 golden coins.
Stand by, let me try to let it glare over on this side.
I played this one before, but I'm about to play it now, so take that off the counter.
Super Mario Land 2 is the first appearance of Wario, I believe.
Oh, there's some stuff going on here. All right. Okay, running, jumping. Look, this is
Classic Mario stuff off the bat. Smashing Goombas, Koopa Troopas. Oh, you can hold them.
You can hold them. Okay, so I can see why people. I can see why this is a Game Boy hit automatically. I have only played the first Super Mario Land. Oh, baby. It's pretty intuitive to find the secrets in these games. Or at the very least, you know, you check the, no, we can't
You
go
just
back down
explore a little bit.
there. The pipe's a little high for us. Oh, there you go. If you press down, you can do like doesn't seem like you do that spin jump when you're little. This handle's real nice. 1-up?
Now, if you'll notice, there's none of the Koji Kondo Mario music playing throughout here. Now, what was that heart we went by?
It's a 1-up, but I can't smash through the bricks. I'm assuming.
Well, Son of Chaser kicked the bucket.
This game is. I can see why this is one of the best Game Boy games.
Yeah.
This thing's miles ahead of Super Mario, the first Super Mario Land. It's crazy. I love this. I love the first Super Mario Land, but this thing blows it out of the water. So
Sweet.
This is really cool.
Thumbs up. All right, let's keep it moving. Metroid Fusion. Now it's almost a $200 game, I think. Complete in the box. Yeah, it might be.
My dude, this thing is extra tasty, crispy condition.
I know it's. I've kept it in pristine.
All right, I'm gonna be nice and careful with it. Reveal your secrets to me. I'm not gonna take any of the stuff out. I'll just get the game out. This thing isn't. Oh, let's be gentle. You be careful with those, boy. It's real nice.
It's a nice excuse to go through them at some point. The game fires right up. Metroid 4.
In a world where the whole game takes place on a space station. Oh, there's my forever girl.
There she blows.
Dang. We're gonna skip all the preamble. We're just gonna dive right in. Metroid Fusion, man, this is a great game. I would love for this game to get an overhaul. This is one of my favorite Metroid games. Save data is corrupt.
Oh, so there was a save game on there. Look at these save games.
Ooh.
Somebody
beat it. Somebody beat it. It doesn't take a long time to beat this game.
I guess that means that somebody must have been me.
The Metroid is you beat it. You did it.
I must have finished this game then, because this is my original copy. Well,
Yeah, let's just
see where we're at.
Oh, we got space jump. Waving.
Do we think so? Is there any sort of discernible faster load time or any difference that you might think you noticed?
With this game, or with the
in general? I don't know. Any differences? I guess my question is.
I don't think so. I mean, like this. I mean, these cartridge games, there is not load time. Like they do just tend to load right up. So.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Oh God!
Bye, you're dead. And it's that easy. Twist and turns around every corner. Game over.
This is the one thing that I absolutely remember about this game is seeing the SAX at the absolute worst time and be like, why is this happening to me? Look, what I love about this game, the whole thing about this game is that until you're at the end of the game, when you see the SAX, do not engage.
You run.
Yeah,
It's like an agent in the Matrix. You run.
Yeah, and that's so funny. I was hoping something like that would happen.
Sweet. Well, this is a thumbs up for sure. Let's move on. Well, that was a short, quick tour of the Game Boy player. Look how sweet it is. Obviously you can play Game Boy games, Advance, regular, Game Boy Color. Pretty cool stuff. That Metroid looks awesome. How was any of this? I love it.
I've always had a problem with handheld consoles because it's just not as good as playing on a TV. And I spent a lot of time with the Super Game Boy on the Super Nintendo playing the Game Boy games that I had at the time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is one of the finest peripherals ever made for a Nintendo system. Like now you can kind of play these games on the digital console, on the Switch and stuff, but that was not an option back then. So having the option to be able to play these great handheld games in a way that you're not craning your neck, you don't feel like you're getting motion sick when you're staring down at a screen that doesn't have any backlights whatsoever.
Yeah.
You're not trying to fight anything. You can just sit back and enjoy the game and relax. And that's how games should be. And yeah, I mean, man, Game Boy player. I forgot how great it was.
Came in clutch for sure. For the Game Boy Advance games, you haven't really lost any sort of, fidelity in terms of the way, everything looks. I mean, it looks pretty sweet. I mean, look, it's kind of like, dithered there or whatever, but I think it looks pretty sweet, to be honest.
Yeah, even with the Game Boy games, you can tell that the screen gets a little bit smaller, but it's still all there.
And it colorized it a little bit for you, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't even it wasn't affecting the gameplay. Everything runs smooth. The good thing about the GameCube controller is, it does have, the sort of the modern setup or whatever, but this, the D-pad really comes in clutch for playing these Game Boy games, because that's the directionality that they had. Like anytime you have to play one of these old games with a C stick, or with just like a joystick like that, I don't like it. But with this, having this D-pad there, it makes all the difference in the world, and it's just the best way to play Game Boy Advance games is on the Game Boy player. I'm speechless. I can't even say anything else about it. It's too good.
So that's going to do it for this one. Just a short, quick one on the Game Boy player. We'll definitely do another one for sure, because this was fun. So we might go a little bit more in depth into it. So stay tuned for that. But until then, beautiful chasers, we're going to let you go. But before we do that, never, ever, ever forget. If you remember one thing, don't forget it. Keep chasing them.
I love Rad Chaser. He is handsome and smart.